Hello, nice to see you. Let's get started today with a wrist warm up in a standing position. Bring your palms together, interlace your fingers, and roll your wrists in one direction. Roll your wrists in the other direction. Arm swing. Extend your arms out on either side and cross one arm on top of the other, and then switch. Torso rotation. Pivot at the hips, allow your heel to peel off the ground, slap your arms against the sides of your body, while pulling blood to the fingertips. Shoulder warm-up. One arm goes in front of the chest and the other behind the head. Arm circle. Big circles with your left arm in one direction, and big circles in the other direction. Bend your knees, your belly is braced, allow a little bounce. Other arm, and circles in the other direction. Hip circles. Inhale, lift the leg and externally rotate, stirring the femur in your socket. And other side. Groin stretch. Step your feet wide apart. Find a nice deep squat. Pry your thighs open with your palms. Look over one shoulder, and then look over the other shoulder. Squat. Exhale, stand, squeeze the glutes. Inhale, lower. Your toes turn out, or they can point forward, but you've got weight in your heels and your inner arches of your feet lift. 2 more. And 1. Rack position. This is the first position that we're going to talk about for our long cycle. Grab your dumbbell in your left hand, keep your elbow close to your rib cage, and exhale, press overhead. Your overhead position is an end range of motion. Bicep by the ear, weight over the shoulder. Clean. From the rack position, swing through the legs and back into rack. Through the groin, close to the inner thighs. These 3 positions are the foundation movements of our long cycle. Long cycle overhead press. Exhale and back to rack. Quarter swing through the groin. Rack. Press. Rack. Quarter swing. Rack. Press. Rack. Quarter swing. Rack. Do a couple more on your own. Just feeling each position, knowing you pause and rack in between. Plank. Lower the dumbbell off the side of your mat. Bring your hands to the floor and step your feet back. Your shoulders are over your wrists. Now rock forward and rock back to work open the ankles. Child's pose. Knees wide, hips to heels. Sink the chest towards the floor. Relax your belly. Press down with the palms. Take a slow breath here. On your inhale, modified plank. Hips forward and knees down. Exhale, child's pose. 2 more. Inhale to modified plank and exhale back to child's pose. Last one. On your inhale, come up to your modified plank, push up. Do 8 of them. Bend the elbows, elbows hug the body. Exhale, push away from the chest. Four more. Last one. And lower all the way down to the ground. Baby cobra. Slide your hands by your rib cage. Belly tight. Inhale to lift. Exhale to lower. Peel the head and chest up. Press lightly in your hands, but firmly in your feet. 4 more. Your belly is active as you lift. And last one, child's pose. Hips to heels, knees wide. When you're ready, curl your toes under and lift your knees off the floor. Straighten your legs to a downward dog. Bend your knees, knees hover, and back to down dog. Each time you bend your knees to hover off the floor, this is our floating child's pose. Deep chest stretch, press firmly with the hands. Just 2 more. Can you do 1 more? And walk out your dog. Floating child's pose to low push-up. Bend your knees, knees hover off the floor. Now lower the knees down and come into a low push-up position. Press your hips back, knees hover. Lower the knees into low position. Do 5 more on your own. Transitioning between the two, you're pressing through the palms. Think about staying low. Can you do 3 more? Two more. Last one. Dragon twist. From downward dog, open the left leg to the sky. Roll out your ankle. Step left foot outside left hand to the sky, and left hand touches right knee. Inhale to open the chest, and exhale, tap the knee. 3 more. 2. 1. Other side. Step back to down dog. Lift the right leg to the sky, open the hip, and roll out your ankle. Exhale, right foot outside the right hand. Right hand to the sky. This is your twist. Exhale, reach down and touch opposite thigh. Inhale to twist. Exhale, crunch. 3 more. 2. And last one, floor to catch. Place both palms down, step your feet forward, and grab your kettlebell. Bell to the middle of the mat. Between the heels is your starting position. I'll turn to face you so you can see. Hinge at the hips and grab the bell with your right hand. Stand up tall, tight butt, and catch the bell in your opposite hand. Exhale, bell down. Exhale, stand tall. Your belly is tight as you bow. Your booty goes back away from you. Each time you stand, stand up with straight legs. The bell should float into position. Rack. Catch it and hold it. Now place the bell on your right forearm. Your elbow hugs your rib cage, your thumb is to the chest, and the weight stacks right over your hip. Floor to rack. The bell goes between the feet Catch it and place it into the rack position on your forearm. Repeat. You have 5 more like this. Each time you catch the bell in your left hand, guide it over onto the right forearm. You can avoid using the left hand. That's even better. Floor to catch on the other side. Grab the bell with your left hand. Exhale, stand, catch in the right palm. Each time you hinge at the hips, your belly is tight. Each time you stand, you press from the heels, straight legs at the top. The bell should almost float into position from how aggressive your legs press forward to stand. Catch it, hold it, rack. Your right hand guides the bell onto your left forearm. In rack position, your elbow is down, the bell is over the hip, and your thumb is to your chest. From the floor, catch into rack, using your right hand to help guide it, or just going straight into rack without the right hand. You have 4 more. Accelerate to stand. Belly tight to bow. Can you do 1 more? Nice job. Water break. Bring the bell off the mat. Go ahead and get a sip of water. Nice little recovery here. We're moving into an overhead position, so you can use your dumbbell or your kettlebell. Assisted press. The weight goes between your feet. Right hand on the weight. Stand tall, catch in the left hand. Exhale, press with both arms. Exhale, lower. From the side, you'll see that the bell is over your shoulder. Your tailbone is down and your belly is active. Bend your knees to help push the bell overhead. Your head looks through the arms like looking through a window. 3 more. 2 more. 1 more. And we switch sides. Bell to the ground between the feet. Left hand on bell. Catch in right hand. Exhale, press overhead. Exhale, lower to rack. This is a modified rack because you have 2 hands on the bell, but it's the same position where your elbows are close to the body. 3 more. 2 more. And nice job. Last one. Reverse tabletop. The bell goes off the mat. And take a seat. Plant your feet down on the ground. Fingers point towards your hips. Exhale, lift the hips. And inhale, lower. Press through the heels and squeeze the glutes at the top. This is a counter rotation for your shoulders. Crunch. Hands reach or under your thighs. Inhale, lift the chest, and exhale, round the lower back. Belly pulls in tight each time. Hold and slowly roll all the way down. Hands behind your ears, elbows wide. Exhale, head and chest lift. Inhale, lower. Your feet are down on the ground. Your knees can be bent. And you peel your shoulder blades off the floor. 5 more. 3 more. 2 more. And last one. Nice job. Hip raise. Bring your feet closer to your hips. Press from the heels. Lift the hips in line with the knees. Activate the glutes at the top and use your palms against the ground. 3 more. 2. And last one. Roll up. Bring your legs into tabletop position. Hands under the thighs. Roll forward and back. Cross your ankles and come forward into a child's pose. We're moving from child's pose to low plank. Your toes are curled under and your hips are on your heels. Slide forward into low plank. Knees down, back into your child's pose. Exhale to press. Exhale, push back. Imagine you're trying to slide your body parallel to the floor. Stay low. You'll feel this in your deltoids, your triceps, your shoulders. Can you do 2 more? 1 more. And release. Dragon step. From downward dog, step right foot outside hand, left foot comes forward, and step back into plank position. Step foot outside hand, both feet forward, and both feet back to plank. 2 more times. Opening up your hips here. When you're ready, step both feet forward and bring the bell to the middle of your mat. Quarter swing. This is the bottommost portion of our long cycle. Start with your right hand on bell. Pick the bell up and roll your shoulder blade back. Bend the knees, hinge at the hips, and quarter swing is small. The bell has to squeeze past your inner thighs. Your wrist is right by your groin. Your opposite hand follows the bell. Both heels stay down and your belly is tight. Think about keeping your chest open and broad. Switch hands, quarter swing on the left side. Just like before, your opposite arm follows the motion of the bell. You hinge at the hips with a tight belly, stand straight at the top. The bell is only going to lift maybe a quarter of a normal swing's height. Your chest is lifted. Can you do a few more on this side? Building in grip strength. Last 3, 2, and bells come down. Press. Bring the bell in between the feet, starting with the right hand on the bell. Rack it. Elbow down, thumb to chest. Bend your knees. Push the floor away as you punch the sky. Your overhead position, the bell stays over the shoulder. Your tailbone is down, your belly active. Exhale, back into rack. Each exhale you press overhead, your elbow moves forward on the way up and forward on the way down. Bend your knees and use your lower body to help you get the weight overhead. It's a little dip and your heels are going to lift. Can you do 3 more? 2 more. And last one. Rack on the other side. Stack your palms and flip the bell over to your left forearm. Elbow down and thumb to chest. The bell stays over the hip and rack. Bend your knees, punch the sky. Your overhead position, bicep by the ear, elbow straight. Exhale down into rack. The weight of the bell pushes the oxygen out of your lungs. 3 more. 2 more. And last one. Quarter swing. Lower the bell. Bell starts between the heels. Grab the bell with your right hand and tiny little quarter swing close to the groin, just like before. Clean. From your quarter swing, catch in the opposite hand and place the bell into rack. Quarter swing through the groin, catch, and place it into rack. The bottom of the bell points forward with the handlebar going north and south. Then it places into the rack position with your elbow close to your ribs. We switch sides. Start with a quarter swing. Small here on our left hand. Inner thigh and handlebar are real close together. Moving into clean. At the top of the swing, catch in your opposite hand and place it into rack position. Small quarter swing through the groin, catch, and place it on the forearm. Repeat. This is our modified version of a clean. As you get better, you'll use less and less of your free hand. Reverse tabletop. Move the bell off the mat. Come down into a seated position. Your hands are behind your back, fingertips point forward, feet hip distance apart. Exhale, lift the hips, inhale, lower. Counter rotating the shoulders, giving yourself a little bit of a rotation for recovery. Oblique crunch. Hips are down. Lower spine long. Exhale, reach elbow towards the mat. And eyes follow the elbow back. Grip the floor with your heels. Belly tight. Lower all the way down to the ground. Flutter kick. Sit on your hands. Your palms are down to the ground. Lift your legs into tabletop. Head and shoulders will peel. Straighten the legs and kick. Your feet are flexed. Your belly braced. And your goal is to do 12 more. Nice job. Hip raise. Place both feet on the ground. Lift your hips up and press down with your arms. Small pulses at the top. Your inner thighs activate to keep your knees moving forward. Harder, hands to the sky. Roll up. Legs lift. Round your spine. Rock and roll 3 times. Cross your ankles and come forward into a child's pose position at the back of the mat. Floating low plank press. Toes curl under, hips to heels. Lift your knees. Hover your knees. Find low plank and back into the same position. Modification, lower the knees where you need to. This is the full expression of this. So your goal is to hover the knees and to hover in low plank. Can you do 3 more? This one's hard. Lower your knees when you need to. 2 more. Last one. And nice job. Water break. Make your way into a standing position and get a sip of water. Shake it out. We're ready to move on to our long cycle. Bell starts at the middle of the mat between your feet. Now you've learned all of the components, so believe in yourself. You are totally ready to do this. We'll do 8 long cycle on each side. Right hand on the bell. Find rack. Quarter swing through the legs, back to rack. Exhale, press overhead. Exhale, back to rack. Repeat. Quarter swing, rack. Press, rack. Utilizing your free hand whenever you need to. Moving slowly in each position. Now, our actual tempo, for those more familiar with rack, is exhale, press, exhale, lower, straight into the clean. You recover here before the next press, then bump it off the rack and lower it into the clean. Exhale to press, exhale, lower, bump off, clean. What this is doing is it's allowing gravity to take it from the overhead position down into the clean with less of a pause in the rack in between. Last one. Nice job. Switch to the other side. Starting in rack. On your exhale, we press. Exhale, rack. Quarter swing, rack. Using your free hand as needed, repeat. Now, just like before, we're using gravity to take it from the overhead position to the bottom of the quarter swing. You're just pausing in that rack for a split second to bump it down into the quarter swing. The rack position before your press is where you have a longer recovery. So take a breath, then exhale, press, and then come all the way down into the bottom of your quarter swing, pausing in the rack position for a split second. Can you do 3 more? Both sides are not going to be equal, so one side's going to be a little bit harder and you'll have to use more legs to push it overhead. Nice job. Bells come down. Way to go. That is your long cycle. Move the bell off the front edge of the mat. Take a seat and rock your knees side to side, with your hands behind your back, your feet hip distance apart. Feel good about what you just accomplished, and know that long cycle will get easier and easier with more practice. When you're ready, we'll move into a hamstring stretch. Extend your right leg and bring your left heel to your groin. Start over the left knee. Switch over to the middle in between the thighs. Hold here until the stretch lessens. And when you're ready, crawl over to face your right leg. Your right toes are flexed. Belly is tight. Rounded spine. Side stretch. When you are ready, place your right elbow against your right inner thigh. Inhale, left fingertips to the sky. Eyes look up. Twist and open the chest. Press down into the right arm against your inner thigh. Reach up and over. Look under the armpit. And on your next inhale, come up and release to a spine twist. Step your right foot outside of your left knee. Sit bones level to the floor. Right hand behind the back, left elbow to thigh. Inhale to lift, exhale, twist. Inhale, get tall. Exhale, eyes look back. Release into pigeon. Right shin parallel to the front edge of the mat. Left leg extends back behind you. Come up onto your hands. Make sure your left leg is straight back behind you. Flex your right toes and hold here. We're stretching the front of the left hip flexor. If you feel good in this position, lower your forearms down to the ground. Maybe you can get your forehead down. Lower your left hip bone 1 inch. You want your hips level to the floor. When you're ready, inhale to come up, hamstring stretch on the other side. Take a seat, extend the left leg, right heel to groin. Start over the right knee, sink low, and then walk yourself over to the middle between your thighs. Hold this until the stretch lessens, and then walk over till you face your left leg. Round your spine. Say hi to Star Rider. Side stretch when you're ready. Press your left elbow against your thigh, right hand to the sky, eyes look up. Belly tight to twist, Drive down through the left arm. Your arm reaches up and over, look under your armpit. And inhale, come up, spine twist. Step your left foot outside your right knee. Sit bones level to the floor. Left hand behind the back, inhale, right hand up. Exhale, twist. Inhale, get tall, and exhale, twist. Pigeon. Bring your left shin forward so that it's parallel to the front edge of the mat. Extend your right leg back behind you. Come up to your hands and hold. We're stretching the front of the right hip flexor. Right leg is straight back behind you. When you're comfortable, lower down onto your forearms. Maybe you can get your forehead to the floor. Lower your right hip bone just 1 inch to keep them level. And inhale to come up. Deltoid stretch. Find any comfortable seated position. Windshield wipe your arms across your chest. Cross one arm in front. Hook with the opposite elbow. Hug it close to your body. Switch sides. Tricep stretch. Release your arms, bring your right hand up, catch the elbow, and keep your chin lifted. Rib cage in. And when you feel ready, switch. When you're ready, trapezius stretch. Release the arms. Cross your right arm behind your back and catch the wrist with your left hand. Pull the elbow close. Lower your left ear to your shoulder. Hold here. Lower your chin to your shoulder and hold. On your next breath, release and go to the other side. Your left hand behind your back. Catch your wrist with your right hand. Pull the arm close, right ear to shoulder, and hold. Chin to shoulder and hold. When you're ready, release, shoulder circles. Shake your arms out. Big shoulder rolls back. And big shoulder rolls forward. You did a great job today. Feel good about what you learned, and I'll see you next time.